Hey everyone, how's it going? This is a brand new channel, Horror Wrestling Inc. What this channel will be briefly about is just basically horror figures, WWE figures. Originally, it was just going to be horror figures, wrestling figures and horror figures. But in the time of making this channel, since then I've dived into collecting Marvel figures. But that's a story for another time. Right now, what we're going to be doing is kicking this channel off with a new video with Undertaker figures. The man recently announced his retirement on the last ride. So, first figures first. Whatever my hand goes to is going to be the first figure I talk about. Series, sets, what they come from, I don't know what they are. I see an Undertaker figure, I literally get excited, and that's basically that. Okay. This one I know it was a Wrestlemania 31 2-wave. The head I changed from a basic. I thought this head better suited the Elite. The head that originally came with this Elite I thought was a little bit too nah. So I thought the basic looked a bit better. The paint on this figure could have been a lot more better now, but overall I think the figure's actually pretty good. It holds up very strong. The only thing is, this figure's a pain to actually try and stand, so you had to kind of fight with these feet. They're not like the boots like you have on your standard Elite Undertaker figure. They're kind of like on a little rocker kind of surface. I don't know what way you word it, but anyway, I think this figure is actually pretty good. It holds very strong. You got your basic Elite articulation movement in this. So, yep, that's that one. Next, whatever my hand goes to, is actually a Summerslam basic, but one thing I did do differently with this was that I put the Elites, this is from the Lost Legends series now, I put the Lost Legends series' tie and coat on this figure. Because I rather have the Elite, because, you know, having an Elite with free movement would be the better option. The only gripe I'd have with the figure overall, when the jacket came with the Elite, it should have been a cloth coat. So, sorry, a light kind of dimmed down on me there. But yeah, it really should have came with a cloth coat. Overall, good figure. That's why I put it on the basic, because the basic is just, you know, you can do less with a basic than you can with an Elite. So that is that one. And next one, we got the WrestleMania Heritage Elite, which is basically the debut Undertaker minus the black gloves. A friend of mine actually got this for me when he was over watching WrestleMania live. Lucky him, he got to see it. I think it was the WrestleMania where Undertaker fought Bray Wyatt. Yeah, WrestleMania 31, that's the one that he went to see. And he picked up this for me and another Undertaker. That one you'll see later. But yeah, I think that one's a very, very good figure. You got the kick pads, or I don't know what you call these, I guess they're kick pads. But yeah, the head scan could have been a lot better. Well, the head scan's good, but the paint apps could have been a hell of a lot better on this. Unlike the entrance grates, the paint on that was just phenomenal. I don't have that one, unfortunately. I'm still after that one. Very hard to get your hands on. But that one, yeah, pretty good. I'm not going to go through any of the articulation unless it's a very weird figure. But that's that one. And we got the Elite SummerSlam Wave American Badass Undertaker, which represents, I don't want to say his debut as the biker. This would have been a few weeks into his biker gimmick. But yeah, you got the shades, you got the cap. It would have been great if it came with a trench coat or some sort of coat. Well, man, imagine if it came with a bike. Oh, that would be even better. As you can see, the pants are very plain. Standard current day Undertaker from the Elite. Standard current Elite Undertaker from the waist down. There's no special molds or anything like that except for the top torso. That's a brand new mold. I was nearly thinking, was that a mold from the Spotlight Undertaker, just retooled? But no, this is 100% a whole new different mold, never used. But the thing is about this, it's very plain. They should have added maybe some denim looking effects, maybe add a few whites and darker blues or lighter blues, and I think the figure really would have popped then. The FX is really good. You can take off the cap. You can take off the shades. Now this head was used multiple times for the old school and the Summerslam basic wave. But just, you know, we have the FX on this one. I think they should have did a whole new scan for this and a whole new hair sculpt. They should have went for the whole maybe ponytail look for that or something. But what you gonna do? It's still a strong figure. It holds up really, really well, I think, overall. Next, I have the Zombies Undertaker. Now, I really like this one. The one thing I would have said about this head sculpt... Oh, wow, we got a bit of fluff wherever that came from. One thing I would have liked about this, if they reused this head on a modern Undertaker or another Undertaker, just non-zombie, just retool it up a little bit. But, yeah, overall, this figure's pretty good. You got bony fingers, flesh-torn arms going up along the tattoos. We still have some of the tattoo detail here. And we got the Demon's Crew, or the Phenom's Death Crew skulls here. Really good. The only thing it's really minusing is the neck tattoos. It's the only thing. But sure, they're not going to get it perfect all the time. But this figure, I really like this one. Really good. And next, this one was a basic wave titled Elimination Chamber. I did a head swap with this one because I thought the earlier Undertaker head sculpts by Mattel were absolute garbage. It did not look like him. The sculpt was good, but how the paint was applied was not good. So I put this more angrier Undertaker scowl. I tried doing a bit of work to make the goatee a little bit thicker, but over time it didn't come out so well. If I had paints and a more steadier hand, I think I would have done a better job. But yep, you got his BSK tattoo on the torso. You've got what's meant to be a vest painted, but I think they really should have molded that. But nah, what you gonna do about that? You got his arm pad. But overall, I think this sculpt for the Undertaker, the whole body mold, is actually really good. I think they should have went for a vested version of this instead of the whole slimmer look, because Undertaker was never ever that slim. Maybe in 2007, but I think he was a lot more leaner than slim, and he was never really fat either. But yeah, just some ideas Mattel could take into hand. But overall, I think this is better with this head sculpt, and this has been used on many elites. I have the few elites with this head sculpt, Elite 8, and I don't know, Elite 11 or 12. I'm pretty sure it was Elite 11. But I put those coats on different Undertaker figures. Again, you'll see later on. And again, this video will probably be broken up to 2-3 parts, depending. But yeah, this is a good Undertaker figure. If you ever come across this on eBay and maybe want to do a head swap, I recommend you buy it. Very good Undertaker figure. I recommend you buy this one. Strong basic right there. And next, we got a very good one. The ringside exclusive Undertaker disguised as Kane. Now, I'm throwing this in as an Undertaker figure. I was going to do this in a separate video for Kane figures, which is going to be coming up in the next few days to next week. But the one thing I love most, about this figure is the actual mask sculpt. I no longer have the original Kane's head mold that came with the actual figure, because I don't like that sculpt overall. I think it's a very weak sculpt. It's been overused for this style of Kane. But this, if they went for like a solid head mold with this style, I think it would be a very strong Kane overall. But what I want to talk about most of all is this actual Undertaker head sculpt. Now, I would love to see them reuse this for another 90s Undertaker potentially, but I don't know. Whatever Mattel have planned, we gotta wait and see. But this Undertaker / Kane figure, it's 2 figures in one. Really strong figure. It was expensive enough. I had, like, from America to Ireland, it probably cost me just over 40 quid. But it's well worth the money. And the box is absolutely fantastic. I have the box locked away somewhere. I'm not going to go digging it out now and make a mess. But if you buy it yourself, you'll know exactly what I mean. Really, really good figure. And I really would love to see them reuse this head sculpt without the black paint around the eyes. Actually, I'd love to see an Undertaker Kane figure, or Kane's disguised as the Undertaker. That would be a good one right there now. Next one is the first Defining Moments Undertaker, but I kind of switched things up again, just because why not? This originally came with his 1996 Survivor Series gear, but I put that on a different Undertaker because last week I recently got the Jack Specific Classic Superstars 3-pack with the Kane, Undertaker, Paul Bearer, but this coat didn't sit very well on that Undertaker because for some reason they put a shirt on Undertaker. And Undertaker with that head scan from that pack, you'll see later on again, he never wore that attire. It was all just, prototype images on the back of the box. But yeah, it is what it is. But I thought this coat looked better because this actually looks like the first sleeveless coat that he wore back in 96 for a while before he started adding, the studs on the shoulder pads and off it and everything. But yeah, this is the first ever Defining Moments Undertaker. I love that sculpt. For an early Mattel figure, I think that I think that head sculpt holds up pretty damn well. And could you imagine if they FX'd that thing? Oh my god. And you can see all the tattoos are accurate. He had his full sleeve by then. He didn't have his neck tattoos. I'm pretty sure he didn't have his BSK Pride tattoo at the time. But I think this figure just looks badass, especially with this coat on it. I probably will put the bat wings back on it again at some point, but right now I just think that just looks very damn solid. Whatever, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Next, what my hand goes to is, this one's going back quite a while. Bone Crunchers Signature Series, I believe. I'm not sure if they were known as Bone Crunchers back then, but this I picked up in Liverpool last April. I can't remember how much it cost me exactly, but again, it's an Undertaker figure I don't have. I'm going to buy it. And the picture behind, yeah, that's right. I was going to mention it. I met the Undertaker last year in Liverpool for a convention. I travelled from Ireland to England just for him. And my god, was he a nice guy. I was nervous as hell going up to him, and he said, "No man, don't be nervous." And he made me feel comfortable right away, and I thanked him afterwards, and I swear to you, I actually almost fainted. I nearly dropped dead to the ground. But yeah, this is one of the figures I picked up when I had my Liverpool travels. There's not very much to talk about this figure. It's very basic. Just the arm goes up and down like that. The head don't move. One funny story about this figure briefly is it looked like it could turn. I tried to twist it and this head snapped off. So I actually had to glue the head back on. But things happen, man. Oh, and it also has an Undertaker signature on the leg. It was obviously just a printed autograph. It's not a legit autograph, sadly. My hand goes to yet another Bone Crunchers figure. This being an American Badass one. A friend of mine actually picked this up from one of the Inside the Ropes interviews he went to. I can't remember who was being interviewed at the time, but he saw this, and my friend knows I love The Undertaker. The 12-year-old in me just literally dies every time I see any Undertaker figure or see The Undertaker. It's just mad. But yeah, same thing with the other one, except this is just better detailed. You got your tattoos, You got your belt buckle, denim black pants, painted on vest. This head scan though, oh my god, I love this head scan. I think it captures Undertaker's likeness very well. This was actually used on another figure, which I will show you soon, or whatever my hand goes on to again. Let's see what we got. What's my hand going to? The WrestleMania 21 and 0 Undertaker Elite. Now this one took me quite a while to get. I have a friend that lets me know about figures that he buys. He buys them in bulk, and if he comes across an Undertaker Kane, he will let me know. And this was one of the figures that he found off this chap from America. And originally, yeah, it was in box, but I'm not going to get into that. The point is, I have the figure from WrestleMania 28, where he fought Triple H in the Hell in a Cell. But it took me years to find this figure. Unfortunately, here in Ireland, we don't have a Walmart or a Target or anything like that. And I think this was actually a Walmart exclusive. Huh? Oh, sorry, Toys R Us exclusive. My brother let me know it was a Toys R Us exclusive. Actually, we have a Toys R Us in Ireland, but I'm not sure if our Toys R Us, and Toys R Us for me is many, many miles away. But yeah, Toys R Us exclusive. I'm just glad I finally got my hands on this figure. I know I was never fond of his mohawk style, but again, Undertaker being my top favorite superstar of all time, I had to have it. I don't care what style of Undertaker it is. There's only one Undertaker figure I'd actually pass on, and that's that big weird one. I don't know what it was called, but it was a big bulky looking yoke where he had the mohawk and wings popped out. I didn't like that one. That's a hard pass on that one for me, but yeah. First ever Mohawk Undertaker Elite. Really great figure. The head scan is actually not too bad. The only thing I don't like is how Mattel used to sculpt the beard and the mustache on the goatee. It just looked weird to me. I thought Jakks Pacific did the better sculpts. That's my opinion, but you guys can tell me in the comments below which you thought was better. Next we got a Jakks Pacific Rootless Aggression figure. Again, this was a head swap. Again, I don't know what series this one's from, but the head is actually from a later series. And I always loved this Undertaker head sculpt. I think this is just dead on accurate, the Undertaker. No tattoo on the neck though, and he had the Sarah tattoo at this time of this actual figure being made. But what I do like about it as well, he's got gold skulls on both sides. And I think the gold really stands out. If they made one without the sculpted on coat sleeves, I think this would be a very strong figure. But the fact that they made so many Undertaker figures with just, coat sculpts on the arms, since he was returned as a dead man in 2004. But yeah, look at Jakks did what they could do, and they worked with what they had at the time. But strong Undertaker figure all the same. The head sculpt is good. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, another Mattel. This is WrestleMania 21 Heritage season. Overall, it's actually lacking in a lot. They didn't put the eyeliner on the eyes. But a very hard to get figure nowadays. I actually used to work at a charity shop, and one of my workmates actually bought down a whole bunch of wrestling figures to the counter when I was on the till to show me, because she knows that I collect figures. And I thought this was the WrestleMania 32 basic until I saw the design on the side, which was the big red TX. And then I was like, oh my god, I have to get this. This is the WrestleMania 21 Heritage figure, and I've been after that a few years previous. And as far as I know, the area I live in, I never found it. It's very hard to get the really good wrestling figures in the area I'm living in. I always have to buy either online, or if I'm lucky enough, your man that I told you about that I bought the WrestleMania 21 and Undertaker from, he usually gets me good figures. We're coming up to a close at part 1, so I'll do one more figure and then we'll close it off to part 2. This This was a classic Superstars wave. You had, it's kind of like a throwback to the LJNs. I think this is actually pretty damn cool. Again, this is from your man that I bought that other Undertaker, the WrestleMania 21 Taker from. But I think this is pretty damn cool. This is pretty much what LJN would have made Undertaker if, say, Jesus, if I could speak tonight, guys. If LJN were still making figures to this date, this is what the Undertaker would have looked like had the articulation not gotten better over the years. But I think this is pretty cool. The only thing, when I opened this figure out of this box, it was very, very sticky. I think it's because of the rubber it was made from, or the plastic it was made from, but I think it's pretty damn cool. Okay, guys, if you want to continue on to part 2 momentarily, we'll get through that shit.